What's up YouTube? This is Paper Can. Welcome back to my Dwarf Fortress tutorial. This is episode number 2 where we're going to choose our dwarves starting skills and equipment. Now we could use one of these pre-configurations that comes with a lazy noob pack. They're down here in blue. But I want to show you how to actually choose what you want. You could also hit play now. The game will give you a fair selection of dwarves with different skills and some good starting equipment. But let's go into prepare for the journey carefully. As you can see on the left, we have 7 dwarves. 7 is a magic number. The world was made in 7 days, and if Snow White can get 7 dwarves, then so can we. Now, they all start with no skills in anything, so we're going to go ahead and pick some skills over here. First guy over here, Asen Rissenetsen. This is going to be a minor. So we can scroll through our dwarves with up and down arrow keys, and then I'm going to hit the right arrow key and it goes over here, and here's all the skills that we can give: a miner, woodcutter, carpenter, mason, engraver. We're going to go to miner, we're going to hit the plus key. I'm going to give him 1 skill in mining, so now he's a novice miner instead of a not miner. I'm going to hit left to go back. I'm going to go to the second guy over here, Obuk Erishjim. Go right. Gonna make him a miner as well. So now he's a novice miner. It's good to start off with 2 miners because that's what we're gonna be doing. A lot of mining early on. Get our dwarf fortress all dug out. The next guy over here, I'm gonna make him. I think I'm gonna make him a grower, which is basically a farmer. Farming is gonna be pretty important early on. It's going to be our main source of food, so it's important to get that up and running pretty quickly. Alright, so he's going to have 1 skill in grower. Novice grower. Let's go back over here to Deller Dakanalith. And look at all these names. They're all like pre-generated dwarven names. At least I'm assuming they're dwarven. That's why we can't pronounce any of them correctly. I'm going to make him an herbalist. And what the herbalist does is he's the one who's going to go out and forage for food on the vegetation that we were talking about earlier. So he's going to be a novice herbalist, and since he's going to be outside anyways, I'm also going to make him a novice woodcutter. So he can just be outside chopping down trees and collecting plants. Next guy, Aerith Inathofla. Let's see, what else do we need? We are going to make him our mason. Mason is going to take care of the construction of all the goods made out of stone, like tables, chairs, doors. So he's going to be a novice mason. Our next guy, I'm going to make him a carpenter. He's going to take care of things like beds and barrels in the beginning. He's going to be a novice carpenter. He's also going to be a appraiser and record keeper. He's basically going to do all the administrative tasks. He's going to let us know how much all of our stuff is worth. He's going to tell us how much stuff we have. Alright, last guy. Rakus Connelsblad. I am going to make him, I think he is going to be a cook, and he is going to be a brewer. 1 point in brewer, 1 point in cook. Now it's important to note that you don't have to give them points in any particular trade for them to be able to do it. Any dwarf can pretty much do any tasks untrained. So you could just go in there and not actually give them any points and still assign them the tasks to do it. And they will do it. They just won't do it very quickly or very well. As you can see on the bottom right, we have 210 points left to play around with. So I'm going to go ahead and hit tab. That's going to take us over to our sort of items and equipment, and also livestock on the right. Now on the top it says copper picks. It says 2, which is good. We have 2 because we have 2 miners, so that's perfect. Copper battle axes. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't need a battle axe because I'm not going to have any military dwarves using battle axes, but dwarves actually use battle axes to chop down trees as well because you know dwarves. So we're going to bring this down to one battle axe though because we only have one woodcutter. Under that you have iron anvil, and anvils are important in with working with metal, but you can't make an anvil without another anvil. So I'm going to keep it because the only other way to get an anvil is to trade for it later on. After that, we have dwarven beer and dwarven wine. It's important to bring some booze with you because that's going to be the primary sustenance for your dwarves. They do not like to drink water. They just going to drink beer and wine all day. Then we have plump helmet spawn 5. Plump helmet spawn are the seeds of plump helmets, which are a kind of mushroom. It's a crop that's really good because it can be brewed into beer, and it grows all year long. Under that you have pigtail seeds, and pigtails can be used for cloth. Cave wheat, sweet pods, they're different kind of things that we're going to be growing. Then we have blue peafowl meat, cave lobster. We have some cloth, some thread, some bags, some ropes, 3 quivers, 3 buckets, some splints, crutches, and a wheelbarrow. So that's fine. And on the right, we have all the livestock that we want to bring. So we can hit the right arrow key to go over there. I'm definitely going to take 1 female dog, 1 male dog, and you always want to have 1 of each because they're going to breed, they're going to procreate. So this gives us a source of animals. Take 1 male, 1 female cat, 1 male cat. And what cats do is they actually run around your fortress and they'll kill vermin like rats and things like that. I'm going to take a ram and an ewe. And I'm going to take a hen and a rooster. I'm actually going to take 3 hens and a rooster. You only need 1 male version to impregnate all the females. So, and the reason I'm bringing hens is they're going to lay eggs for us. It's going to be like basically a passive source of food. I think that's all I'm going to do for animals. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to hit N for new, and in this way we can go through all these different categories and we can add on whatever equipment that we want. And what I'm going to do under meat is I'm going to add a bunch of different kinds of meats because each meat is going to come in its own individual barrel, and in that way we're going to start with extra barrels basically. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch of meats in there. I'm going to cut the video and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I added a bunch of different meats, a bunch of different fish. Whatever points I had left over, I added to our seeds. That's also going to make our dwarves pretty happy because they don't like to eat the same thing every day, so they're going to have a nice variety to start off with. And now down here on the very bottom, we can hit capital F to name our fortress. So let's go ahead and do that. And as you can see, I have all these different words in here that we can choose, and then it translates it into Dwarven. So basically the game comes with a Dwarven dictionary. So really? Yes, really. You can also hit R for random, which I think I'm gonna do. Just gonna hit R a couple times until we find a cool one. Axe Whisper. Sounds pretty badass. I'm gonna keep that, and then I can hit capital G for group name. Let's hit R a couple times. The Indigo Palace. The Escorted Guild. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, it's also worth noting that you can go about this in a bunch of different ways. You do not have to make the same choices that I did. If you want to start off with, a couple of cows instead, go for it. If you don't want to give any of your dwarves any starting skills, no problem. You can skip on the Iron Anvil. It's a whopping 100 points, and just buy one later and spend all your points on something else. You could start with some military dwarves instead. That would be particularly useful if you're heading into like an evil region. So you can start off with a little defense force. But we are all set here, so I'm going to hit E for embark. It's going. And here we go. You have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Blah 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 blah. A new chapter in Dwarven history begins here at this place. Axe Whisper, strike the earth. Just gonna hit enter, and here we are, finally, in the actual game. You see, I told you we would get there, and we finally have. But that's about it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Please leave some comments for me. I haven't really got any feedback on these videos, so it'd be great to actually see what you guys think. Thank you.